What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for the Sports Beat Network. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. Tonight, guys, we're here talking about NXT Takeover Rival last night. A very excellent show. I would have to say that this show was rated, for me, it was rated at 4.5 out of 5. I really did like the show, you know, building up outside the Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin match. Outside that match, the rest of the show was awesome. I think that Baron Corbin and a Bull Dempsey match was just disappointing. I think that was the only match on the card that I really did not care about. I mean, outside of that, you know, the rest of the card was awesome. I was very much into it. I think it's going to be one of the most questionable shows. I mean, if you were to rank all the NXT Takeover shows, I think that'll be the one that fans will be like, no, that's not the greatest show. But overall, it was an excellent show. I was really much into it. But we're here talking about two superstars. We're going to kind of condense this video because I have a lot to talk about these two superstars and what their future has in store for them. So let's get right into it. We're here talking about Charlotte Flair, as you guys can see by the title of this video. Adrian Neville and Charlotte Flair both are the topics of today's video. So let's get right into it and talk about the Divas Fatal 4-Way matchup last night. That was a very excellent match. Charlotte Flair coming into this match. A lot of people have been saying she's won the past couple of NXT Takeover events against Sasha Banks. And when is she gonna officially drop that title? And potentially head up to the main roster. WWE fans, the WWE family is what a lot of people like to call it, on Twitter and everything like that. Everybody's just been, barking down, WWE's Twitter asking for when exactly they're going to bring up Charlotte Flair, because we all seen, the kind of excitement that she brings to the plate. I think that she's going to be the kind of woman that's going to end up, turning things around in that women's division up at the main roster, because right now the Divas roster, as it currently stands outside AJ Lee, I like Tamina Snuka, those girls can wrestle. And also Naomi. I think Naomi is one of the most underrated women's wrestlers on the main roster right now. Just the rest of them, like Summer Rae, Cameron, Rosa Mendez. I like Alicia Fox. But the rest of the Divas division is more of the beauty kind of concept. Charlotte Flair, she does have that beauty, but she has the she has excellent ring skills. I think that she's gonna end up being today's Lita. I think that even though she does not pack that high flying maneuvers on a constant basis, I think that if you want to have like a highlight wrestler, I think Naomi's going to be that person to do so. But Charlotte Flair, learning from Ric Flair and her history, I think she's going to end up being the difference maker, and she's going to end up being one of the prime factors of changing women's wrestling up at the main roster for the WWE. But at the NXT Takeover last night, she actually lost her title to Sasha Banks. After countless times of losing, Sasha Banks was on like this tremendous losing streak against Charlotte Flair for like the longest time, losing I think back-to-back NXT Takeover live events for the title, multiple times on on basic NXT TV on the network. I mean, she's just been losing left and right against Charlotte. So today, or last night I should say, she finally Sasha Banks actually came in and she actually got the job done. A lot of people were actually expecting that Bayley could end up getting the title. I can see Bayley getting the title, but I would like to see more of the title being put on Sasha Banks, because all the past couple of NXT takeovers, Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair have always impressed us. It's such an excellent matchup, and there's a lot of great chemistry between the two. But now that Sasha Banks and Charlotte now have officially probably end up settling their deal, because at the end of the matchup, Sasha Banks and Charlotte actually hugged it out and or handshaked, and I thought that was a moment worth passing the torch on to Sasha Banks now, and that could be the ultimate the part of Charlotte going up to the main roster. We just don't know exactly when they're going to do it. I think the best option for the WWE to do it is probably the night after Fastlane. I think that's that's the best way to to come up with that, and I think you can end up having a legitimate potential Divas matchup over at WrestleMania that can involve Charlotte Flair. I think that's going to be one of the most excellent things that they can do. I think Charlotte dropping the title over to Sasha Banks right now, I think that's a little bit, overdue. I think that, I think that she could have lost her title at the last NXT TakeOver event so that Charlotte can already, start getting that boost up and be put into some kind of storyline before Fastlane. Not get an official match at Fastlane, but potentially end up, getting involved in some sort of, storyline with the Diva. Maybe, something with Naomi, because just imagine kind of like what Naomi brings to the plate in the wrestling ring, and also Charlotte Flair. I think those two Divas would be knocking down the roof of a good Divas matchup, potentially at a WrestleMania. I would love to see that happen between those two Divas. So maybe we can possibly end up seeing Charlotte Flair up at the main roster. What an excellent way to go out for Charlotte. If this is the last road, I don't expect them to, officially, continue a rivalry. Now for Sasha Banks going forward, I can see, Becky Lynch versus Bayley, versus Sasha Banks for the title. Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks, all competing in this triple threat rivalry, and we can end up seeing, this kind of like storyline, develop over time until the next NXT TakeOver, possibly within the next 2 months or so, because they like to do that ahead of time. But now we're going to set our sights onto the co-main event of the evening, which was the Finn Balor versus Adrian Neville matchup. And this is where it's really questionable for myself, because a lot of people have been, talking about this match as potential match of the year. I'm a huge fan of Finn Balor. People like to call him Finn Balor. It's, whatever the case may be, it's actually Finn Balor. But Finn Balor, I've been watching him, since his New Japan Pro Wrestling days when he was a member of the Bullet Club. I love the Bullet Club. Always been a big fan of the Bullet Club. It was such a great thing when he officially created the Bullet Club. I've been following Finn Balor for a long time now. When he came over to NXT, I'm not gonna have a career flashback on him, but I was just waiting for him to get back and get into some sort of legitimate run for the NXT World Championship. Now this is where it ultimately questioned me. Is Finn Balor right now ready to go after that big NXT title run? I think that right now it's kind of questionable, because right now you currently have a rivalry between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens right now, and last night Kevin Owens won the NXT World Championship, and Adrian Neville kind of got involved in that kind of at the very end of that, or at the beginning portions of that storyline between the two. Sami Zayn was actually sidelined when he won the championship at the last NXT Takeover, being powerbombed on the side of the ring, and then Adrian Neville that following Thursday after the last at the R Evolution, that Thursday following that event, he was also was trying to stick up for Sami Zayn, and he was powerbombed and was immediately taken out of that storyline. I thought that following that, Adrian Neville has won a couple matches here and there, nothing really too huge, until he got put into this tournament to declare the new #1 contender for the championship. He defeated Baron Corbin, defeated Tyson Kidd, and then now at the finals at last night's NXT TakeOver, he lost to Finn Balor. Now what is on the plate for Adrian Neville now? Where does he go from here? Is this another departure to the main roster? I think right now the best way for them to do for right now for Adrian Neville is potentially get him into another rivalry with another superstar NXT. A lot of people are saying that he's not ready to go to the main roster. The WWE is trying to put him onto this Mighty Mouse character, where it just seems so stupid, and I think I wish that they don't do so, because he's an excellent talent, and you have him beyond like rated K for kids, having this little Mighty Mouse character, it's not going to benefit his career. So I would think that the best thing for them to do is potentially end up getting him into like a rivalry with Hideo Itami. I know Hideo Itami has something going on with him and Tyler Breeze, but I think that over time, I think that NXT would want to keep us, watching the show. Have something going on for these wrestlers. Keep something entertained for us, and I think that Hideo Itami and Adrian Neville will be an excellent asset for the next NXT Takeover event. And I think that would be an excellent match if Hideo Itami and Adrian Neville competing against each other at the next NXT event. As for Finn Balor going into the storyline, how does he fit into this storyline already ongoing between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? I don't expect it to end anytime soon. I know we just saw the debut of Kevin Owens just 2 months ago at the last at R Evolution was when he debuted it against CJ Parker, where he just dominantly destroyed him, and now he's the world champion. He's only been in NXT for one match, and he's already NXT championship and already an NXT champion. Him and Finn Balor, I am very excited to see what they do. Is it going to end up being like a triple threat rivalry, kind of like how I think it's going to end up being with the Divas division, with the Divas matchup. So it's very, it's up in the air right now on what I can really predict right now with the Finn Balor and the Kevin Owens. I'm just really excited to see what they have in store for us coming up this Wednesday on NXT. I want to hear, this whole fallout. What's next for Adrian Neville? Is Charlotte Flair going up to the main roster? I want to hear your guys' opinion about this. I'm going to be having a full review of NXT Rival. The full review will be on the website possibly by the afternoon hours, so make sure you guys go in and check that out. I'm gonna have a very much of a fun time just writing about it. Huge professional wrestling fan. We're trying to get back into the website a little bit more. We decided to take the site down for maintenance issues and try to undergo some different ideas. So make sure you guys go and check out the website. We got to get some more articles onto the website. A lot more professional wrestling stuff will be broadcast here on my channel, so make sure you guys go click that subscribe button, like the video, share the video. If you're an avid professional wrestling fan like I am, this is going to be the YouTube channel that you want to keep on tuning into, because you guys have a lot of great content coming your guys' way from myself. A lot of pay-per-view reviews coming your guys' way, a lot more professional wrestling videos. Like I said, keep on clicking that subscribe button, show your support, keep on viewing us, and we'll catch you guys in our next video.